What's up guys, it's me Crispy Charles. This is my first YouTube video and today we are going to oh no, here he comes. Help me, help me, help me, help me, please help me, oh no.
Sorry about that, guys. That was my editor, Crispy Charles, who clearly needs more training. Before we jump in this video, I just want to thank you guys. My last video got 12 likes. Woo! This video, I want to try to get 15 likes, hopefully. That's, 3 more likes than last video, so let's go for it. That alien you saw at the beginning of the video is my new editor, Crispy Charles. Do a lot of crazy stuff now, like this. And stuff like this. And stuff like this. And stuff like this. So that's pretty dope. This video is gonna go downhill from here. Today's video is gonna be a tier list of my favorite state parks. This isn't a list of every state park in Minnesota because I have not been to every single one. There's way too many. But these are some of the best ones and really common ones that most of you will probably know. And will help you get a pretty good overview of which ones are worth checking out and which ones definitely are not. So let's get started. Alright, so here's the tier list layout. S obviously is the best, and then it goes down A, B, C, D, E, and F, F being the worst. So the first one we're going to start off here is Grand Portage State Park. The pros, it has the biggest waterfall in Minnesota, High Falls, and the trails are really nice. It's got wooden paths and concrete paths. It's about a 5-minute hike to High Falls. And there's also a couple other waterfalls higher up the path, which I think those waterfalls are about a 10-minute walk, which really for hiking that is not that far at all. The cons, you have to drive all the way up to Grand Portage, and most of the people that are living in the cities, that's about, I think it's a 6-hour drive if you want to drive from the cities all the way to Grand Portage, which is absolutely insane. Especially if you're trying to do a day trip, that is not somewhere I would recommend going. It's just way too long of a drive. So, considering all that, this is going to be A tier. Not that bad. Next we got Cascade River State Park. This is a state park, again, with a lot of waterfalls, some wooden paths and bridges, but the rest of it is dirt, but it's really nicely upkept and there's no like big boulders or anything like that. The waterfalls are really awesome looking and the amount of people there is usually pretty low. Some negatives I would say about it, it's quite a big drive if you're coming from the cities. It's north of Lutsen, but other than that, not much negative to say about it. I'm gonna have to put this one in B tier. Next we have Judge C.R. Magny State Park. I don't think I have any pictures of this one, so I'm just going to have to describe it to you guys. This is the home of Devil's Kettle, which is a waterfall that splits, and one side of the waterfall goes into a hole, and nobody knows where it comes out. People have tried putting ping pong balls, they've tried putting dyes and GPS devices in it, and they can't figure out where it comes out. People suspect it comes out in Lake Superior, but there's been no proof yet. Some positives, nice trails. The waterfall is very unique. You're not going to see a waterfall anywhere like it. Negatives, there's not much to see other than the waterfall. So with all that said, this one is also going to go into B tier. Next is Split Rock Lighthouse. Most of you guys know about this one. It's a lighthouse located on top of a cliff, and it's in between Beaver Bay and Castle Danger. Positives, it's the coolest lighthouse in Minnesota. The trails are very nice, and it's not that far of a hike to get to the lighthouse. I wouldn't even call it a hike. It's about a 1-minute walk. Some negatives though, there's going to be a lot of people there most of the time, and it's going to be quite a nuisance if you're a photographer. There's always going to be people in the way trying to get the same shot as you. Also, if you're doing photography, it's something that's kind of overdone. If that bothers you, then this is something I would not recommend going to. If that doesn't bother you, it's fine. This is a great spot to go to. With all that said, I'm going to have to put it in D tier. I know that's going to make a lot of you upset.
Oh, I love Split Rock. My family used to go there all the time.
Sorry, I just don't like parks where there's people there all the time. That's just me.
This is just my opinion.
Next, we have Temperance River State Park. This park includes a winding river with a lot of small waterfalls in it, and the waterfall is kind of in a crevasse or ravine, I guess you would say. You can view it from the top of the cliff, or you can go down below on some different trails. It's a pretty cool spot. One thing I would say, again, there's a lot of people that go to this, and it's quite a far drive for what it is if you're just going to go to Temperance River State Park. With all that said, I'm gonna have to put this in C tier. Just average. Next, we have Enger Park. This park includes a tower at the top of Duluth. If you've ever been in Duluth and you've looked towards the top of the hill, odds are you've seen this tower. It's quite a good overlook of Duluth, but being that it's in Duluth, there's usually a lot of people there, and they're all at the top of the tower trying to get the same shot as you, so it's kind of hard if you want to take pictures. With all that, this is going to go in... That's right, E for Enger Park. No other reason. Next, we have Interstate Park / Taylor's Falls. And I'm probably going to make a lot of people mad on this one too. Positives, there's a lot of cliffs and overlooks of the St. Croix. It's really close to the city. It's about an hour drive or 45 minutes if you speed. But some big negatives, it's really overdone and there's always a lot of people there. So I'm going to have to put this in D tier along with Split Rock Lighthouse.
Brandon, I always go to Taylor's Falls and it's...
That's just my opinion. Next we have Minneopa State Park, and this is a park not many people know about. It's located in Mankato, and I would say it's very similar to Minnehaha Falls, which I'm going to rank next. So this park, other than the waterfall, there's not much to see. It is a very cool waterfall, and the trails wind down the cliffs and take you down to the bottom of the waterfall. You can get really close to it. One big negative though, it's out of the way and it's not near anything else. It's all the way down in Mankato. If you're planning on spending your day going to a bunch of state parks or something like that, I would not recommend this one because it's way out of the way. For those reasons, I'm going to put this in. Yeah, it's just not worth the drive. Next, as I mentioned, Minnehaha Park. This is located in the cities and it's a giant waterfall. A lot of people love going to this place because of the ease of access. There's just very short trails and it's mainly concrete and wooden stairs and stuff like that. A big negative, pretty much everyone I know has been there, so if you're trying to go somewhere unique, this is somewhere I would not recommend, and it's very overdone in photos and things like that. So I'm going to put this in E tier along with Minneopa State Park. Alright, next one, Chattahoochee State Park. This is one of my favorite state parks. There's so much to see. There's High Falls, which is a giant waterfall that takes about a 30-minute hike to get there, but definitely worth it. There's going to be no people there. There's Shovel Point, which is a giant cliff overlook where you can see over the North Shore and also see part of Palisade. There's the famous Rock, which I'm not going to tell you where it is in that park, but it's in that park. And then there's Palisade Head, which a lot of people don't know that Palisade Park is part of Chattahoochee State Park, but I was just recently told before I made this video that it was, which is very interesting and definitely helps this state park get higher up on the list. Palisade, you can drive all the way to the top during the summertime and get a great overlook. One negative, there's going to be a lot of people there most of the time. But overall, Chattahoochee State Park gets an S tier! S tier! S tier park! We got an S tier park here! This is definitely my favorite park. It's quite a long drive from down in the cities, but this is a must go if you're near Duluth. There's so much to see there. There's waterfalls, there's cliffs, so much to see. It's definitely worth going and checking out. And lastly, Gooseberry Falls. Dun dun dun! Some of the positives about this, well, there isn't any. Moving on to the negatives, there's way too many people. The waterfall is very ugly in my opinion, and the surroundings are pretty ugly. A lot of dead trees and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's it. I don't even want to hear it. If I'm driving up north with some other people and they're like, hey, we should stop at Gooseberry Falls, I just straight up tell them no. No. Gooseberry Falls is trash. I don't care what you say. So that's it. That's the tier list. I hope I didn't make too many of you people mad, which I probably did. I'm probably going to get a lot of messages on Instagram and stuff like that. Speaking of which, you guys should follow my Instagram. You can see more pictures than what I just shown you here. And also you can DM me and tell me how much I'm wrong. And that's it for the video. This video is probably way too short once again, but I'm still trying to figure out what the heck I'm doing here. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. And that's it.